What's going on? June with the Sushi Man, and in this video, I'm going to take salmon from Costco, Whole Foods, and Trader Joe's and see how they compare when made into sashimi. So if you're looking for the best major retail store for sushi quality salmon, then stick around. But before we move on, I have some exciting news for you. I've been working on revamping our website, thesushiman.com, and although I'm still continuously adding more posts on there, it is now live. So if you've been wanting written versions of my recipes, it's on there. On top of that, we'll have articles from past newsletters, links to all my recommended products, and it's just gonna be a fun and educational space where I share a lot about my personal life as well. So if that sounds pretty cool to you, then head on over there. Again, it's thesushiman.com. Alright, now back to our video. Okay, so starting off, our salmon from Costco. This is farm-raised Atlantic salmon from Norway. And all of these are farm-raised, which is what you want. I know there's a lot of debate and misconceptions about farm-raised salmon, but if you're planning to eat it raw, then go with farm-raised. I get into much more detail in my how to prepare Costco salmon for sushi video, so if you want to learn more about this topic, then be sure to check that out. So this is $11.99 a pound, and it's about 3 pounds total. Okay, next we have our salmon from Whole Foods. This is farm-raised Atlantic salmon as well, and also from Norway. It was $15.99 a pound, and I got a fillet that's right about a pound. Lastly, Trader Joe's, which again is farm-raised Atlantic salmon from Norway, and it was $11.99 a pound, which is the same as Costco, and this one is little under a pound. Alright, now let's start opening these up and examining them. Okay, first let's do the smell test. Okay, smells good. Now let's check the quality of the meat. There are some sections that have what we call miware, which is basically when the meat of the fish breaks apart. Like over here, kind of down here, over here, this section here, a little bit over here. But overall, it's in pretty good shape. Now I'm just going to cut this down because I don't need this whole big fillet for what we're doing today. Okay, next, let's check Whole Foods. Good, another pass. And Whole Foods one has the skin on, which we can just trim off. A little bit of miware there. But all said and done, really good shape. And lastly, let's check out Trader Joe's. Okay, they all passed the smell check. Let's check out the meat here. A little bit of miware right here. And this one doesn't have skin, it's already trimmed. All in all, looks good. Okay, now on to curing these. The curing process for salmon can be different depending on the chef. I like to do a simple 20 to 25 minute salt cure, and that's it. And again, that Costco salmon video has all the details on how to cure it properly, which I'll have a link down below as well. Alright, I cured it for about 20 minutes, and you can see all this moisture that it drew out, if I can get it on the camera. See that? Alright, now I'm going to gently wash this off with some cold water, pat it dry with some paper towels, and then we're ready to cut some sashimi. Now, I forgot to mention this while I was recording, but since these are all farm-raised salmon, technically we can eat it raw just like this. The FDA states that farm-raised salmon, as long as it complies to certain requirements, are exempt from having to be frozen before consuming raw. Now that said, all of these were most likely flash frozen at some point in their shipping journey. But if you want to be extra careful, then I recommend freezing this for a minimum of 7 days, which is part of the FDA guideline as well. I'm just going to start cutting these up and then we're going to dig in. And I'm going to cut the same section of each fillet so that it'll be a fair comparison. Alright, tasting time. So we have Costco, Whole Foods, and Trader Joe's. They all look great, but let's see how they compare taste-wise. Start off with Costco. Just a little bit of shoyu. Itadakimasu. Yep, has that smooth, buttery texture. Not fishy. Very clean. Solid choice. Okay. Alright, now let's try Whole Foods. Yes. Very comparable. They're very, very similar. There might be a slight difference where the Whole Foods one is a little bit more mild, but extremely close. All right, now let's try the Trader Joe's. Yes. Okay. Again, very comparable. They all have that mild, rich, buttery flavor that Atlantic salmon is known for. Man, this is a tough one. I mean, they're all Atlantic salmon that's farm raised and came from Norway. So of course they're gonna taste very similar. None of them are bad. They're all actually really good. Let me get a little palate cleanser here real quick. How about we do a bottle of sake? What is this? This is called Tatenoga. Junmai Daiginjo. Goodbye. Not bad. This time I'm gonna put a little bit of wasabi. This is kizami wasabi. Whole Foods. And Trader Joe's. This is really, really tough. They're all very good. Now, you can't really go wrong with any of them, actually. All right, last piece. I'm not gonna have any wasabi, no shoyu at all. I'm just gonna try it by itself. By itself, I feel like the Costco one has a little bit more of that salmon flavor. Not in a fishy way or anything, but they're so comparable. But a little bit maybe more umaminess with the Costco one. All right, last one. This is Trader Joe's. That's really good too. Now, I honestly didn't think that it was gonna be this close, but really, if it was a blind tasting, I probably can't tell which one's which. I mean, it's that close, but they're all very good. Now, considering the price as well, remember $11.99 for Costco, $15.99 for Whole Foods, and $11.99 for Trader Joe's. I feel like that $4 extra per pound for Whole Foods is not really worth it compared to either one of these, really. But if I had to choose, I'll probably have to say Costco is the winner. Just because it's at a lower price, $11.99 a pound, and the flavor is just a tad bit better than these other ones. But yeah, good job Costco, Whole Foods, and Trader Joe's. I mean, all three are very good options for salmon, sushi, or sashimi. Alright, I hope you enjoyed the video and found it helpful. Now remember, although these three big retail stores have really strict regulations and requirements, each individual store can be different. So what I experienced from my local stores can be quite different from yours. But most importantly, you have to know what to look for, when to go purchase, how to prep it properly, and of course, trust your instincts. Alright, that's about it for me. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Kanpai!